What is going on, everyone? Jason, the train freak here, and today I'm at the workbench and I have my cotton belt Athearn Genesis FP7 that I purchased as DCC ready, but I have already upgraded and put Tsunami 2 sound in it. And I did that about year ago. And since then, Soundtraxx has came out with their Blunami, the 21 PNEM 8s. And so now I'm in the process of upgrading my whole fleet from Tsunami 2s to Blunami, and if there's anything else, or if it's just a DCC, ready, locomotive, whatever, all of my locomotives are eventually going to make their way to Blunami. So in this video, I'm basically just going to show you how you can upgrade your locomotive from a Tsunami 2 or other manufactured brand to a Blunami. All right, so the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to take the couplers off. And try not to lose any of the very important parts. All right, there goes my screw. And let's see if I can get the box. There it goes. Just wanting to be a little difficult coming out. Ooh, part of my box just broke. That's wild. That is interesting. Oh, never mind. It's just a coupler box cover. So it's all good. Nothing is broken. Ooh, I was stressing there for a second. All right. So gently, we're gonna pull the sides apart. Well, let's make sure we don't have any more screw holes, because sometimes Athearn will put screws right in here. There is a fuel tank here, but I don't think it holds anything down. I'm pretty sure if it did hold anything down, it would be the motor. So we should just be able to pry the sides off, but maybe it does. Or it could be the fuel tank could be covering where there's more screws. And I see these are the motor mounts, but I do see a screw here in the middle. So maybe that is what's holding this to the chassis. Okay. I gotta look and see if I can figure out. Ah, there it is. I got two screws back here in the back. So it might not have been that center screw, but we'll see. Sometimes Athearn's really good about hiding screws. All right, there we go. And I can't go too far because I do have the headlight connected. I'm gonna go ahead and put this screw back in because it has nothing to do with the case or the shell. And I'm gonna go ahead and screw my fuel tank back on for the same reasons. All right, so here's my locomotive. You can see that I installed two mini cube speakers, and here is my decoder. What I like to do is I like to get a flathead screwdriver, and I like to come where the pins are and just kind of gently lift up where the decoder snaps onto the main board, and just kind of wiggle it till I get it out, because I don't want to bend any of the pins that would not be good for business. Alright, decoder is out. So that decoder will actually end up going to a customer of mine. We're going to take my X-Acto knife and my X-Acto knife was sharp, this would be a little easier. There it goes. Alright, decoder, new Blunami has been pulled out. So here it is. One of the ways you can tell the difference between a Tsunami 2 and the Blunami is the Tsunami 2 is blue and the Blunami is purple. So, I think I got the colors backwards, but the Tsunami 2s have been blue longer, so they went with the purple. And the other way you can tell is right here, this little thing right here is actually the Bluetooth antenna. So you can see that this has been added. So they had to rearrange a lot of the circuitry on the decoders to be able to get them to fit. Another good way to know is right here it says BLU 21P NEM there, and then on this side it has TSU 21P NEM there. So there are ways to distinguish Soundtraxx decoders what they are. Alright, so now I'm just going to take it. So this, you got the black side on the top, it's flush on the bottom, we want the black side up. Alright, and we're just going to take it and we're going to push it on and make sure it's all the way on there. And it is. You should see the 21 pins going up just a hair through the black piece that you press down on. And just that quick we have installed Blunami in the locomotive. So now all we got to do is put it back together. And what I like to do is this wire here that goes to my headlight, I like to try to pull the slack back into, away from the cab. Flip her back over. And then now I just need to put the screws back in. One of the screws stayed in, so that was nice. The other screw fell out. So we'll get that put back in so it's held in there. And before I put the couplers and stuff back on, I'll go ahead and get it on the track and test. And go from there. So if that works, I'll be back and then we'll start working on getting it programmed and whatnot. Okay, so I'm over at the layout. Now you can hear it in the background, so that's it right there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and open my Blunami app. And I've already got my Bluetooth turned on. And you can see it says Blunami V.1.0 here, so I'm going to connect to that. Now, there was a little kind of a, not a ding, but like a, I don't know what kind of noise you would call it, but there was a noise in the speaker on the locomotive that did let me know that I am connected. Also, I can see it on my phone. Just to make sure, we can go in here and we can look and see if the headlight comes on. Headlight comes on. Got a bell. Short horn, long horn. Alright. Can't see the headlight from the phone, but there we go. Let's see if she moves. And it moved. Let me do that again so that way you can see it. Alright. Change our direction. We're going to move it back. Perfect. So we know we are connected to the right locomotive. So what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to come into the gear. And this is where we're going to do all of the programming. The very first thing I always like to program in my locomotives is DDE. So we're just going to tell it to begin its calibration. It's going to do its own thing. And there it goes. It finished over there. And it says calibration complete. So we can get out of the DDE settings. Alright, I'm going to bring it back. Just so that way we can see it a little better. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to go in there and we're going to go to general settings. So locomotive nickname, I'm going to rename this to SSW 306. DCC address, I want it to be 306. Alright. Decoder type version IDs, that we'll leave alone. On disconnect, we'll leave all this alone. Swipe speed step, we're going to leave every bit of that alone. So we're going to hit back. Sound settings. Main sound. So this is going to be an EMD. I think it's got the right one. It's a 567. I would say it's a non-turbo, so I'm going to hit that one. You can hear the sound rechanging, so I'm going to hit OK on that. Volumes, all of that, I'm going to leave alone. RPM increase I want 15 steps. So I'm going to scroll all the way down and I'm going to hit 15, hit OK. The horn, so I've got a 5-chime horn on here. And it's going to have a Leslie. But the cool thing is we can listen to each one to see which one we like. Or it might be a Nathan. Maybe a Nathan P5. Oh, definitely not that one. I think the P5 early. So I'll hit OK on that. The bell, air compressors, couplers. I'm going to leave all of that alone. Well, let's look at medium coupler. Yeah, we want a medium, so that's fine. Yep, steam generator. So, yep. Alright, so we're good on main sounds. Let's go to other sounds. Dynamic brake. So this does not have dynamic braking, so I'm going to turn that to 0. And let's see here. See if there's a way to... Yeah, we're just going to leave that alone. Other different sounds, not going to mess with any of these. Air conditioners, got people messaging me. Cab chatter, I'm going to turn that off. I don't like cab chatter in my locomotives. So I'm just going to put 0, hit OK. And let's look at some other settings. Engine interlock, I want that enabled. Auto start disabled. And that's good. Reverb. Yeah, I'm going to leave that as is. Equalizer. Presets. I like small speakers 1 to 2 inches. That made a good change there. Alternate sound mixes, you can go in there and mess with that if you want to. I don't want to. Alright, so we're done with sounds. Lights, I'm not going to mess with. Speed settings. Alright, acceleration. I want 40. Deceleration, 75. Alright, constant brake distance. I'm not going to mess with that right now. I might mess with it later. CV settings, you got all the access to the CVs if you want them. So yeah, not going to mess with that. Function remap, that's if you wanted to do like function mapping, stuff like that. This locomotive, I'm not going to mess with that either. And of course we already did the DDE consist functions. I'm not consisting with this locomotive, so that's pretty much it. So now my locomotive is done, so I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect. And what I want to do is kill the power on it. Let's bring the power back up. And I'm going to hit scan and see if it changes the name of the locomotive. Good news is we're not getting sound. I don't know if the Bluetooth thing took. Let's try connecting it and see what happens. It says it's connected, standard. It says SSW306 at the top. So that tells me that I'm connected to my right locomotive. So guys, that is how simple it is to upgrade a Tsunami 2 to a Blunami, especially if you already got the sound in there. It's just popping the chip out, putting the chip in. Now, if you're going to do it with another manufacturer's decoder, make sure that you check speaker settings, because not all manufacturers' speakers are equal. For example, the sugar cubes that ESU uses and the mini cubes that Soundtraxx uses, they might be the exact same size, but the wattage and the impedance or the ohms are different, which means how they function with one decoder is not necessarily how they're going to function with another decoder. So that's things you need to keep in mind. So other than that, I hope you found this video useful. We're going to hit the rails and carry on, and as the locomotive goes off screen, I hope you have happy railroading. Well, I might need to start her up first. Here we go. That auto notching's amazing. Alright guys, happy railroading.